Hmm.
So now you can talk to him.
If you don't have a webcam. Oh, y'all hear me all right? Sort of new to all this live stuff. The West Phillips hit me up about a year ago to do this, and we just never got connected. I've been doing this and doing that, and but West finally got me hooked up. So if y'all got any questions or want to know what's going on in Stuntville, just ask away. As some of y'all seen, my daughter has started building smokers. Her company is Stuntville Barbecue Company. And she's really taking off good with it. She's building some nice stuff. We've been playing a lot with pellets and a few other things that we hadn't put out there yet. But she's doing one hell of a job. As y'all know, I broke my back a few years ago, and it's really been giving me a fit the last 3 months. So I really haven't been able to do too much of nothing but take a bunch of pills. Let's see. Y'all popping questions up there, and let's see. Jeff asked how many comps you gonna do this year, and then new smokers coming out in the future. Yeah, we building all kind of smokers. They're pretty much custom to the customer. But we're just, when I started building cookers years ago, I was just building them for myself to sort of get ahead in the ball game and to make things easier on me, and it just took off. And I never really got to play with a lot of ideas in my head, so that's what I'm doing now. And it's really been fun. Let's see if I can go back down. I can't go back down. let's see. Go down to Brian Farrell. Where's Brian Farrell at? Y'all had to bear with me. I'm sort of new to all this stuff. There it is. Brian asked about the organic pork. Somebody give me some of that stuff one time. I was cooking a KCBS in Memphis, Tennessee, and which I'm glad I brought my regular pork with me. But it's a lean meat, and if I was to cook it again, it would definitely be hot and fast. Because it just a long cook. It does take longer. It's about like trying to cook a ham because it's so lean. But it just flake apart. And so if I was cooking it again, it would definitely be hot and fast. Wes Phillips, how did the Gratifeed come to be? Well, that's an interesting story. And there's a lot of stories being told out there. But the real story is years ago, there was a guy called Atlantic Q. And he had built something to play around with, and he let Joby Stanley from down there in Florida use one of them, and I was cooking next to him, and they set an alarm for every 45 minutes to go out there and beat on that thing because the charcoal wouldn't go down. And I looked at that thing, and at the time I was trying to buy a backwoods, but I just didn't have the money to buy it. So I've always had to, if I wanted something, I always had to build it. So I got to thinking about that thing, and so I built one. And once I thought about it, because I built several offsets before, it's basically just a souped up offset. That's all it is. And, once you look at it like that, it makes a lot more sense. So I built Blue Boy, and it done its job right off the bat. And that's back before the Guru days. So the next time I seen Atlantic Q, he had done changed his and to look like mine, to work out the kinks. So, it's just fun building. I didn't ever think it was going to take off like it did. But it fed my family for a lot of years, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Running all over the country, cooking barbecue comps, and meeting a lot of new people, and making a lot of new friends. And but it's just, it was a lot of hard work to take a pile of metal and turn it into what it is today, which I'm no longer there. I've been gone 2 years due to health reasons and a few other reasons, but I'm glad to see it still doing its thing, which is a hell of a product. But it's just, it's time for something new. Everybody's building them. It seems like every time I've done something new, I send on another cooker, which is fine. It don't bother me because the only cooker I ever worried about was building mine. I never really worried about what everybody else was doing. But there's enough folks out there for everything to go around. Let's see where we at now. Wes Phillips, I done answered you. What got you started in barbecue? Luke. Well, Luke, we had a meat shop in the backyard. We cut up deer and hogs, we usually done about 500 head a year. So I've been around meat and smoking sausage and all that for a long time. And you know, when the pig jig started, they used to have a wild game cook, and so we cut the deer meat or elk or whatever up for the folks cooking down there. Which I was a youngin' then, but I've pretty much been running around the pig jig ever since it started. So, you know, I hung around with different cook teams and cooked in it myself, and then we just started hitting the road back in the MIM days because there wasn't no FBA or GBA or all that stuff, and you know, it just which I've done a bunch of fundraising stuff with the Shrine and the Masonic Lodge, so it you know, I've always been around it. It's just something we done. A lot of times we done it and didn't want to do it, but it was just part of what we had to do. It was a chore. Where you at, Clay Thomas? Right there. How do you order some rub? Mama Stump's rub. You can go to mamastumps.com. Ain't it right? Mm-hmm. Mamastumps.com. And Lacey will fix you up with a fresh batch. Michael, I'm doing fine, sir. Got some new pit designs coming. Jeffrey, yeah, we got a whole bunch of new designs coming. I could probably come out with a new one every week if I wanted to. I just love building them. I love doing new things. I love innovating. You know, and I build these things in my head 2 or 3 times and cook on them 50 times before I ever go in the shop and start bending metal, which I don't do much bending anymore. I let my daughter do all that now. But it's been real fun. I'm proud of my daughter. I'm glad she's getting out there and doing her thing, and she's really doing good with it. What is the best advice for running a Gratifeed? For tip controller or just for ball valve? Best smoke flavor method, add chips, chunks to shoot. Well, Kevin, for many years, we didn't run no Guru, we just run the ball valve. And if you run just off the ball valve, you got to pay attention to the air. Because if it's real humid, that charcoal will burn and it'll ball up on the grate. So you got to make sure you keep the grate bumped off with ash, and you want to crack the door. Sometimes you got to crack the door because it just ain't enough air if the air is real heavy. And when I say heavy, I mean humid. As far as running with a Guru, you know, the Guru does its thing. Somebody left one at the shop many years ago and wanted me to mount it to the cooker, and I got to playing with it, and I said, man, this is the trick right here. So it just makes things easier. The biggest thing I seen with the Guru is it does make that right side hotter where the fire comes in. And usually what I do is if I'm going in the cooker, I'll cut the ball valve off so it won't be shooting that flame in there while I'm in there working in the grill. And then I'll shut the door and I'll let it come back up as far as I think it's going to come back on its own. Then I'll open the ball valve up, and that cuts down on the hot side, the flame coming in, making that right side hot. As far as chips and chunks, chips are going to burn up way too fast. I usually put chunks in there about big as my fist, and I'll fill it just as much as I can get in there. I've never put chunks down to shoot because my thinking behind all this, if you put them chunks in the ash pan, that wood's got impurities in it. So if you let that smoke go up through that burning charcoal, it's gonna burn the impurities out of the smoke, so you're gonna get good clean smoke and won't turn your meat black like on the offset. Let's see. What brand of charcoal did you prefer in the Gratifeed cookers? My favorite charcoal of all time has been Nature Glow. I'd rather use briquettes because it tends to be more consistent temperature. It's got less airspace than lump, so you tend to get a better consistent temp. You do get a cleaner burn and less ash with lump, and there's nothing wrong with using lump. I just prefer briquettes, and the Nature Glow hickory flavored briquettes are bigger, and so you tend to get a better burn time. Kevin S. Watson, do you still build cookers? Well, I help my daughter build cookers. I can't bend over and lift all that stuff anymore, but I'm teaching her the trade. She's doing real good with it. I'll probably be fiddling with it till the day I die because I just got so many ideas in my head. And, we're not just welding metal together. We put something together to try to get the best product that we can get off that cooker. And right now, playing with the pellets and tuning the grill to a pellet auger, we're getting more uniform bark, we're getting better smoke ring, we're getting great flavor. But each style of cooker's got its own sweet spot and its own use. So, I'm always going to be playing with it. I'm working on a whole new Gratifeed design right now that I've been wanting to build for years. And it's going to be pretty sweet. What temp, let's see, Mitch Wright, what temp do you pull your money muscle so it's not overcooked? Well, Mitch, I don't do mine like everybody else. I'm old school. I believe in cooking the butt whole. I do make a little indentation where the money muscle is, but I do not separate. I'm old school. The rules say you got to cook the entire piece of meat. I know the new rules have changed, and folks are just cooking the money muscle this and the other. But I cook my butts the same way I have for 20 years, and I pull them off at 200, let them rest, let them vent, and then I'll wrap them in a blanket or something like that, and usually it's dead on the money. And pork has been real good to me over the years. Let's see. Do you ever regret selling Stump Smokers Company? Travis Fulton. And no, I do not. I've done it for about 20 years. It was time. Folks asked me all kind of stuff about stumps. To be honest with you, it went by so fast I didn't even know what was going on. When folks started ordering them cookers, it just took off, and I was just along for the ride. The last few years, I spent more time with my family than I have since we've been married and since my youngest be born, and I wouldn't trade that for nothing in the world. Like I said, I love building stuff. I still get to talk to people out there, but I'm more into custom building and trying new things out, and that's where I'm at right now. I've done my due, and I had fun doing it. And I love all my customers. I love all the friends I met. And but it was just time for me to move on. Let's see, where's Mama at? She's over here listening. Tina and Larry Southern, best rub. There's Mama Stump. Best rub, hands down. Yeah, and we got a couple other rubs we're working on. Like I said, we're doing everything low key. We're just pilling around at the house. Lacey's sort of taking off with it. She's working on several things. She's working on the cookbook. And like I said, we got a couple new rubs that we're going to come out with, and they're just some that we're wanting to play with. And usually if we make something for us, it usually does good for everybody else. Let's see. How did you get on Pitmasters? Well, several folks had asked me, and I just said, what the heck, I'll do it, and never really been crazy about them shows. It was fun, but you pretty much know which way everything's gonna go. The Pit Wars I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot more fun. But that TV stuff is that's a different world. What's that? 100. Mike Gray. What? You the man? Well, I don't know if I'm the man. I'm just little old country boy that just likes building stuff. How many back of two? Yeah, I got my back in my mouth. Where we at? Love watching you on Pitmasters. Well, we appreciate that. We had a good time, and we just try to be ourselves, and that's a lot of folks connect with us because we're not out there putting on a show. We're just being us, and that's the only thing we know to do. You going to build any reverse flows? Yeah, we got. Matter of fact, we got one started right now that we're going to build for our hog cooker. It's going to be a whole new, different reverse flow. But it's hard to beat that reverse flow. I built some out of propane tanks years ago, and they're sweet cooker. Tell them about the clam juice. I can't give all my secrets away, but we are going to be doing some cooking videos. Lacey's also going to be putting it in the cookbook. So, but the whole thing to the clam juice, pork's got to have a lot of salt to it. A lot of boys out there cooking, they got bland. Their meat's always bland. They call and want me to help them, and they taste their injection, and they try to make it to where they like the taste of the injection, but you can't do that. You got to make the injection to what the pork likes, and pork needs to be, it needs to have some salt in it. You want that pork to be like a tater chip, to where the judges go back and want to get another bite, and that's what that salt does in there. Well, if you put too much salt in there, it's going to pull too much moisture. So the clam juice that I use, it puts some salt flavor in there without having put all that salt in there. Let's see, where we at? Hey, David Morrow. I ain't the man, David. You the man. Oh yeah, West Phillips. When will the cookbook be released on whole hog? Hopefully soon. We trying to get all that together. It takes time, which I've said we're going to be doing a cookbook for the last 15 years, but we finally going to put something together. I've had a couple of folks ask me about coming to the house, cooking a hog. We're going to cook a hog. We're going to do some filming on it, and that'll help a lot of folks out too. So it's hard to find a class that cooks in the 220 where you offer classes for more low temp. Everyone wants to cook hot and fast, and my Stumpster ain't made for that, I don't think. Can it do that? Well, Tim Swine. Yeah, I seen a picture of your Stumpster. Well, Tim, hot and fast is all right. I don't think you get the texture of pork that's comparable to low temp cooking. My theory on cooking pork is, when I started cooking, I was shoveling coals in a block pit. When you started that block pit up, it was hot. So you put all that meat on and it was hot. Well, through the night, you got tired of shoveling coals all night, or you done drunk too much brown water and the fire and about gone out, so it's cool. So my theory behind that and the way I cook in the insulated cooker is I start off at 300 for a couple hours to caramelize those sugars and to seal that bark. And then my cook will wind up at 215 because I'm just trying to seal them juices in. I want them juices to stay in that butt. And that's the way I cook on, any cooker that I design. A stick burner, I may, let it run at 250 straight through, but an insulated cooker, with that much moisture in there, you got to hit it hot for a couple hours to seal that meat and then cut it back down. Let's see where we at. Miss my West Phillips.
Yeah, have the triple fuel could it come about?
Well, to be honest with you, Wes, years ago, I don't know if y'all remember, I come out with the Elite series, and it was really based around the Guru because everybody was wanting more even temps. But I made a detachable chute on it, and back then, that's where I was trying to go, was to make one box that you could put different fuel sources on. But like I said in the beginning, things are just, folks are ordering so many, I just couldn't experiment. I never did like the Elite series. A lot of folks loved it, said it was the best cooker I ever built. I didn't like it because it just held too much moisture in there. But, now that, we got time to play, and, R&D, we can, some of these ideas that I've had for years that I can carry on out now. But my theory behind the triple fuel is you can have one cook box, and if you want to cook gravity for a month, you can cook gravity. If you want to cook pellet, you can cook pellet, or if you want to leave the pellet auger on there and cook with the charcoal basket, you can do that. I mean, it just, you just got one cook box and the option of using different fuel sources. Let's see. Y'all going fast on me. Where we at? Let's see. Tim Swine, I got you. What's what I like to set up?
What's your favorite thing to smoke at home?
What's your favorite thing to smoke at home? Well, it would definitely have to be chicken. I love a good piece of chicken. I mean, it's just hard to beat. Rob Pope, yes, we're working on the brisket rub. Herschel Kitchen, Harley's Hog Slow Smoking Barbecue Sauce in the house. Glad to have you. Wes Phillips, I'd like to set up a whole hog cooker class online. Well, Wes, we can work that out. Michael, can you give up one main spice you love the most in your rubs? Probably, well, I layer my rubs, so each rub got their own little sweet spot in them. But you got to have paprika. I mean, you got to have a good paprika. You can't just have something off the shelf. You got to, you can get sweet paprika. You can get smoked paprika. A lot of times you mix those together. But that's, a good paprika really helps your rub along with the other stuff. But a lot of paprika and throw it in there. But try mixing it. Get sweet paprika and some smoked paprika and a lot better. Let's see. Chicken legs or thighs for comp. Well, I usually do thighs, but something that I told a couple of folks to do this. They've done it and they fared with it. But if you could get the KCS box, you could do it pretty easy. If you get small leg quarters and braid them in there, I think that'd be a nice box and it'll be different. But usually I just use Publix organic thighs because they're bigger and I can trim them down like I want them. And, my marinating process is really what makes my chicken stand out. Let's see. We got the chicken. Where are you located? Located right in the middle of Georgia. About 15 minutes south of Perry. Donnie Boston, do you have any interest in getting back into competitions? Donnie, the way these competitions are going nowadays, I don't feel that you get your money's worth. Not like the old days. I can look on the Facebook on Monday, and I can pretty much tell who's going to be getting the money on Saturday. Folks ask me all the time what sanctioned body I think you get your money's worth. KCBS has always been good to me. I really like the old MIM contest, but it's just like anything, whether you go kart racing or whatever. I mean, politics just get in there and they'll just run it. Me and Chad Brooks have been working on just fun and fellowship, and we sort of got busy doing other stuff, but we're definitely going to put that together hopefully this fall. And we're going to take all that mess out of it. It's going to be fun. And just to get together and fellowship. That's what everybody enjoys. And to meet up with your friends and fellowship and walk away with a little trophy to put on your wall. You know, that's a good weekend. Where you at? How many stump smokers are being sold today? Scott. Well, Scott, I left Stumps about 2 years ago. I really don't know what they're doing up there. So I really can't answer that question. I'm just doing my stuff at the house. Kevin Glenn, explain the issue with moisture in the cook chamber with a Gratifeed. What about using water like a backwood? Well, I cooked on a bunch of water cookers back in the day, and the water doesn't put moisture in the meat. It creates a moist environment for the meat to cook in, and it levels out the heat in the box. Because you really, if you're going to use a water pan, you really need to have direct heat up under. The Gratifeed, you don't need to put water in it. It retains the meat moisture in the box. And you know, when you open that door and it falls your glasses up, you don't need to put no water pan in there. I know a lot of folks do it. Some of them do it just to knock that heat off that right side. But there's really no need to put no water pan in the insulated box. Let's see. Michael Water, I stumped you. I get that all the time, Michael. What's your favorite wood for chicken, ribs, and brisket? Well, I use 3 woods. That's maple, cherry, and pecan. Pecan gives you the nutty oak flavor. The cherry gives you the mahogany color. And the maple gives you the sweetness. And it also takes the bitterness out of the cherry. When I fire a smoker, I put those 3 pieces of equal amount in the fire every time. And it took me many years to get that combination down, but that's what works best for me. Clayton, do you sell the chicken marinade? No, but it'll be in the cookbook, and we'll do a little bit of it on the videos. Brian Farrell, that's the truth about comps. You got that right. Go ahead. Where? Todd Schaefer, I'm from Illinois. I cooked in Illinois one time, Shannon, Illinois. That was one of my favorite contests. I hate they quit that contest. Out there in the middle of a bunch of cornfields. We looking to make sure we didn't miss any questions. Hey, Joe Sutherland, how you doing? Let me step over here and get me a drink while y'all was thinking up another question. Anybody got any questions on that? Go ahead. Shane Biddy. Ain't that how you say it, Biddy?
Yeah.
Do you inject your brisket? I do inject it. I don't inject it with all that phosphate and stuff. I got a really mild injection that does real good. There again, we'll have all that stuff in the video and in the cookbook. Let's see, Westfield, do you think a competition with build your own block pit would be a comp people would attend? I don't know, Wes. I don't know. That'd be a hard question. You pretty much have to do it somewhere private because the damn fire laws. Used to in the old MIM days, you had to have your fire 6 inches off the ground. But it'd definitely be fun. That was one of the first pits I ever built was a block pit. It was 44 foot long, 5 foot wide, had 14 fire doors on it, and we used to put 3,800 pounds of hams on it twice a year. And you had to feed it every 45 minutes. That would work. Let's see, Scott Palmer, will we see you on TV again soon? I hope not, but you'll probably see me on some YouTube stuff. That TV stuff is sort of aggravating. Let's see, Mitch right, fat cap up or down? I cook everything fat down. Brian, do you believe after years and years of judging a cook's flavor profile can a judge tell a particular profile over another? I'd have to agree with you, Brian. But what I've found out over the years, their flavor profile seems to change every 8 to 12 months. It don't change much, but it may be sweet one time, it may be a little vinegary one time. But just like I tell everybody, you can do whatever kind of flavor profile on it, but if you can't cook the meat, then you're just wasting your time. A good piece of meat will beat a flavor profile anytime. And when I say flavor profile, I'm talking about rub and salsa. And I proved that theory many times. What does that say, Mike Water? Get your drink. I got my drink. I think it'll level the field out for everyone. Well, Wes, I tell you, I cook. And if I do get out and cook again, I would love to go cook another one. But I cook the North Carolina Barbecue Council whole hog, and they give you the hog. You can't put any rub on it. You can't inject it. It's just about you, the grill, and the hog. And there was a bunch of I went up there with a smoker, and I really didn't need a smoker. I needed an old school with the heat right up under it. But there were about 60-something cooks out there, and a bunch of old men had their little stool set right beside the hog, and they babysit that thing all night. And I'm tell you, that's about as level as you're gonna get it right there. Because you're not putting anything on it. It's just you, the grill, and the hog. Go ahead now. Tina Cannon, hey Stump. Hey Tina. Marcus Allen. Smoking Cajun Barbecue. Hey Marcus. Yeah, for the block fit comp, I tell you that, like I said, on that North Carolina barbecue council, most of them have fuel tanks that they shovel coals in, and that's pretty close to a block pit there. Let's see. Well, that's what me and Brian are working on, no electricity other than the thermometer. Well, Wes, if you get together, I'll be more than glad to do it. Brian, it ain't so much the block pit, it's the fire barrel. If you get, we had to put legs on our fire drums to show the coals out, and I think that's the biggest problem you'll have is with the fire drum. To shovel coals in there. Some of them, they'll just sprinkle charcoal in there, and that'll work. But it's hard to beat them wood coals shoveled in there. Ever been to Franklin's? No, I ain't never been to Franklin's. My name's Franklin, though. It's Walter Franklin McDowell, but everybody calls me Stump. So I reckon I have been to Franklin's right here in Stuntville. David Duckett. Hey, Stump from Duckett's Backyard Q. Hey, David. So can we order a smoker custom made from you? You can order one from my daughter on mamastumps.com. You just hit her up and we'll work you something out. I don't know if y'all been to the website mamastumps.com or the Facebook pages we have, WM Custom Barbecue and Cooking with Stump.
Yeah, we're trying to change the name.
Yeah, we're working on all that stuff to get it in one spot. Once it's all rebranded, it'll be Stuntville Barbecue Company. But, each cooker we do, it'll have a nickname on it. I don't know if y'all seen the copper tags that Lacey's been making, but, I've always give a nickname to a cooker. Sometimes to the individual, it just, whatever hits my head is what the cooker will be named. And that just personalizes it more for the customer. And they just, you get a one-of-a-kind smoker like ain't nobody got. And that's, that's pretty neat there. But like I said, you can just hit Lacey up and we'll talk about it and get you something up and make you a one-of-a-kind smoker just for you. West Phillips, any interest in holding classes at Stuntville? I had a class last year. We got a nice campground right up the road, and we had a class there, and it really turned out real good. But I'm hoping, because there's a lot of folks want to come to the classes, but it's, I think the last class I done was $100, and but everybody can't come. They live far away. They work. So I think once we get the videos going, majority of it will be on the videos. And then, like I said, me and Chad get this other thing going, and then we get together and talk barbecue, have a little small comp, and just have a meet and greet, talk about new ideas or answer questions, and just have a nice weekend, not so much a class, but just have a mini comp and fellowship Talk barbecue. Where we at?
Have you and Mama Stump ever competed against each other?
Have me and Mama Stump ever competed against each other? No, we hadn't, but Mama Stump would definitely win.
You shall do it with the beef jerky.
Nah, well, we did have a little contest the other day with some beef jerky, and she won. So even if mine was better, I'd still say she won. Y'all know how that is. Let's see, what's this? Brian, WMA Cougars. Walter and Lacey makes it. You will like it. Well, appreciate that, Brian. Ken Taylor in Memphis. Like you, Mr. M, the old MIM days, pure and simple smoking. You got that right, Ken. I remember the first trophy I ever won in the MIM was on shoulders, and I didn't have nothing on there but garlic salt and cooked on old propane tank cooker. And that's back before everybody was pumping Kool-Aid in them and all that stuff. And but them days are gone. We won't never see that again. See, Mike Walker, me, and my wife, and myself are getting ready to hit the hay. It was great talking to you. We hope you too, Michael, and y'all be safe. Hello, Chris. But like I said earlier, y'all be sure to check out the website, mamastump.com, and Facebook pages, Cooking with Stump, WM Custom Barbecue, which hopefully is all going to be changed to Stuntville Barbecue Company. Lacey's working on a lot of stuff. This is her full-time deal right now, and I know some of y'all seen the pictures of some of her welding the other day, and I tell you what, she's really grabbed the bull by the horns. I tell you, I'm proud of her. Down there. Yeah, it's been fun, Wes. What time is it? So I reckon we can do wrap it up, Wes. I enjoyed the time, and it was good talking to y'all. Anytime y'all got any questions, don't be no stranger. Just hook me up. Just hit me up on Facebook, and I'll answer any question you got. I don't mind helping anybody. Yeah, Brian Myron, me and him been cooking against each other for many, many years. He lives right down the road from me. So he talks a lot of smack. But anyhow, we enjoyed it. I'm finna go sit in my lazy boy and rest my back. And like I said, just hit us up if you need something. Mamastump.com or Facebook. And just stay tuned. Like I said, we're going to put some stuff together. Going to do some videos that's going to answer a lot of your questions. The cookbook will be out soon, I hope. And be on the lookout for a little mini comp that we're gonna have. I know it's gonna take off and gonna be a lot of fun. Well, y'all be good, and we'll talk at you later.